You know that feeling? It's late, you're finally home from work, just scrolling through your phone. You did everything right. Got the degree, landed a decent job, your parents are happy. But then, just for a second, you open a real estate app, and this wave of dread just hits you. You realize to afford even a small one-bedroom flat anywhere near your office, you'd have to save every single rupee you make for, what, the next 12 years? And let's be real, by then, the price will have probably doubled anyway. So what do? You close the app, open up Swiggy or Zomato, and order a 400 rupee dessert. And you just think to yourself, what is even the point of saving? If that sounds familiar, you are definitely not alone. This feeling, this sense of just giving up, actually has a name, and it's spreading like wildfire through an entire generation. It's called financial nihilism, and it's basically that gut feeling that the old school rules of money just don't apply to us anymore. It's the belief that saving and investing are, well, pointless, because the finish line, owning a home, feeling financially secure, it feels like it's been moved so far away that you can't even see it on the horizon. And look, this isn't just you being pessimistic or dramatic. This feeling is rooted in some pretty cold, hard numbers. Let's break down why. The simple math that worked so well for our parents' generation just doesn't add up for so many of us today.
Just look at this. It tells a crazy story in just over a decade. Back in 2012, a starting salary in IT was about 3.5 lakhs. Today, it's maybe 4.5. Okay, a little bump. But now look at the cost of a home in a Mumbai suburb. It went from 30 lakhs to 80 lakhs. Our salaries have been crawling. While the goalposts haven't just moved, they've been launched into a different galaxy.
So here it is, the whole problem in just 2 bars. Your salary might have gone up by about 25%, but the cost of the things you want to buy, like a house, has skyrocketed by over 160%. So even though you're earning more on paper, you're actually falling further and further behind. It's like you're sprinting on a treadmill, but someone else is just cranking up the speed way faster than you can run. And it all comes down to this absolutely insane number. In a city like Mumbai, an average home costs more than 14 times the average annual salary. Just let that sink in. Even if you saved every single rupee, no food, no rent, no fun, nothing, it would still take you over a decade to buy a place. That doesn't feel like a tough goal, it feels like an impossible one. But the economics are only one half of the story. The other half is all psychological. It's this relentless pressure cooker of comparison that makes this whole financial reality feel 10 times worse. Our parents' generation had Sharmaji ka beta, right? That one perfect kid in the neighborhood who was the gold standard for everything. Well, today, that comparison isn't just the kid next door. For us, it's everyone, everywhere, all the time, living right inside our phones. I mean, every time you open Instagram, you get hit with it. The 14-year-old who made a crore on some crypto coin. Your college friend posting from a vacation in Switzerland. Another friend just bought a new car. You see some 22-year-old driving a 4-core vehicle. It's this endless, perfectly curated stream of success that can make you feel like a complete failure before you've even had a chance to get started. And then there's the comparison to our own parents. They look at us and wonder, why haven't you bought a house yet? We did at your age. But the truth is, they bought homes in their 20s not because they were some kind of financial wizards, but because a house costs 2 or 3 times what they earned in a year, not 14 times. The entire economic game has been flipped on its head. So what happens when a whole generation feels like the traditional path to success is completely blocked off? You get 2 reactions, and they seem like total opposites. You either give up on saving for the future and just live for today, or you try to find a shortcut to the future by taking absolutely massive risks. This is the classic YOLO mindset, right? If I can't realistically save for a house, well, I might as well collect some cool experiences. And you can see it in the spending habits. Young Indians are putting nearly a third of their income towards travel. We spend more on food delivery and all those little UPI payments because, hey, if the big future goal feels like a lost cause, why not make the present moment a little bit better? And here is the other side of that same coin. When the slow, boring, and steady path of investing feels like it'll get you nowhere, a kind of desperation can kick in. And that's what pushes people towards these huge gambles in crypto or options and futures trading. Everyone's chasing that one lucky lottery ticket to jump ahead in a system that feels totally rigged against them. Okay, so I know the picture we've painted feels pretty bleak, but just giving up and saying whatever is not the answer. Right now, maybe the goal isn't to become a millionaire overnight. Maybe the real goal is to get back a sense of control, to dial down the anxiety, and to start building a financial life that actually works for you in this world right now. First, and this is probably the most important thing I'll say, I need you to let this sink in. You are not alone in feeling this way. This is not your fault. The expectations are crazy, the comparison is brutal, and the economic challenges are very, very real. So stop beating yourself up. This is just a genuinely hard time to be starting your adult life. So instead of trying to hit some impossible target, let's just focus on 3 practical things you can do right now to build a stronger foundation and get some of that peace of mind back. Step 1, we need to reframe how we think about this. That small 1,000 rupee sip you start, it's not about the money. It's not going to make you wealthy next year. Its purpose is so much more important than that. It's about building the habit of discipline. Think of it like a gym for your finances. You're building the muscle now so that when your income does grow, that financial muscle will be the most valuable asset you own. Okay, step 2, kill the guilt. Seriously, skipping a 400 rupee coffee is not a retirement plan. It's just not going to work. Life is for living, so make a budget for it. Decide on a fun budget. Maybe it's 20 or 30% of your income that you can spend on whatever you want without feeling bad for a single second. You earn that money, go enjoy it.
And finally, step 3, and this is a big one. Avoid trapping yourself with huge financial burdens too early. In your 20s, your biggest asset is your freedom, your flexibility. Don't chain yourself down with a massive home EMI or a car loan. An education loan, sure, that's an investment in your future earning power. But a home EMI at 25 can become a golden cage, locking you into a city and a job you might not want in a few years.
And all of this really brings us to the most important question of all. It's time to stop measuring your life against your parents' life or your friends' lives or those influencers on your screen. Their game is not your game. So just take a minute and really ask yourself, if you tune out all that noise, what does a successful life lived purely for you actually look like? Because the answer to that question, that's where your real financial plan truly begins.